Yo, yo, yo. It's your boy Triple BLACK, aka the number one stunner, aka the boss, aka three black hearses. It's murder. Yeah, we back in the building. Hey, got a hot one for you. We got the Passa collection plate. Anybody's welcome to come on the panel, man. We got one. We had a great live this morning. Things got a little bit heated, but hey, you know how we do, man. Heavy smell. Anyways, man, I hope the man can come through too. You know what I'm saying? I want to get his insight on this one. What we're talking about is this soft girl movement. Hey, Pastor, man. Hey, you guys hit the like button, man. You know what I'm saying? Hit the cash app if you can. You know what I'm saying? Hey, no, we're doing it. We're doing it, man. It's Frankie Guns hit me up. Um, man, it was an interesting thing. We had the general on Pastor's panel today, and Pastor, it got a little bit heated. Shout out to Sexy Red. Shout out to the general. There was another cat that came on there too. We had a pretty good discussion. Um, we basically talked about the soft girl summer or the soft girl era, or I don't know what the hell it is. But anyways, we talked about it, and the more and more we talked about it, it seems like one big scam that is being run once again, and people. I don't know if people are falling for it hook, line, and sinker, but um, hold on. Hold on, man. Hold on. Let me go ahead and text the pastor to see if he's supposed to come on. Yeah, I think on one of these nights we're gonna do a collaboration show between me, the man, and um pastor. We're gonna call that bitch the triple threat. You feel me? Because we don't hold back. We don't hold back with the shenanigans. You know, we're a hundred. We are a hundred. But this there's I looked at this whole movement a number of different ways. The one way, it's almost like a reset. It's kind of like um when a old bitch is 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 going, and she's going to go through menopause. She's going through menopause, menopause, and she's trying to dial it back a little bit. Just kind of like get on ice for a little bit. To me, that's kind of what it is. And instead of apologizing and repenting for all the sins that they have done, they almost are like, you know what? Let's go ahead and pretend to be soft, pretend to be nice. Maybe we can get these men to back on us. Maybe, but the thing about it is, the men are always going to be at their beck and call regardless, because we got a simp culture. We have a simp culture. The culture of simping is never going to go away. Uh, the westernized men have been emasculated, deflated, you know, and it's never going to. They're always. What up? What up, Passa?
What it do? These soft, look, the soft girl era is for old bitches.
I didn't crack me a white slough.
It is,
um,
man, because
yeah,
they ain't got nothing else to do. They might as well be soft. The soft girl era is an old school way of thought. It's how women can get to doing nothing and looking like they doing something.
Is it thought thawing?
Hell yeah, yeah. It's no, it's thought, it's freezing. These thoughts are being Mr. Freeze out here, man. They gonna freeze their eggs and freeze everything and try to look soft. I'm frozen. I'm soft. No, bitch, you hard.
Mhm.
Whenever a girl tell you she's soft, like a real shit. All these feminist women are soft on the inside. All these soft girl bitches are actually hard on the inside. They done been through fighting, domestic violence, calling the police, breaking windows, uh, calling mamas, calling ex-boyfriends, beating up ex-girlfriends. They done been through some hardcore shit. That's the reason why they trying to play like they soft.
So so basically, in a nutshell, are you trying to say like the hardcore feminists are really not all the shit that they're saying they don't really believe internally. They just like to gaslight and get other women to run in that burning building, even though they don't really believe the shit that they're saying.
Exactly. That shit starts a discourse. Cause think about it, right? The thing about gender banging, and the reason why you see people, you see Fox Soul with Cynthia G, Dr. Umar, other brothers up there having pretty much gender war like we went on YouTube.
Mhm.
Because not only does it spark the situation, it's a better reflection of a real relationship. In a real relationship, you don't have a man simping all the time. You don't have a woman cooking and cleaning and being submissive all the time. You have them getting along and then them fighting. Them getting along, fight. Get along, fight. Get along, fight. That's the cyclistic circle of a relationship. You get along, then you fight. You agree, you disagree. I love you, bitch, I hate you. It's how this shit go.
So is this kind of like a kink?
Man, this is to keep the ball rolling. The bitches were
Oh.
super mean. This is how you keep the ball rolling. The bitches were super mean, super, super picky, super mean, always putting men down. You ain't good enough, blah, blah, blah. So men stop participating. You keep hearing men going away. Why come men don't approach no more? All this shit, right? So men have stopped playing the game because they fought too long. So now this soft girl shit is to be nice. It's like makeup sex almost. Like let's be nice to
But
get them back.
I mean,
Never.
okay, okay. The We all know as men. I'm 41 years old, so I know as a man that the soft shit completely repels women. And them promoting soft girl summer and acting soft doesn't really make sense because they're going to start attracting men that are, carrying, lovey dovey, and all this type of shit, which is a repellent for them. So, how's that work? Is it just another way of having a cycle of just dysfunction?
Yes. 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 Think about what's the most dysfunctional thing right now. In feminism, modern women, they working, they educated, they doing all this stuff. The monkey wrench is to throw, oh, but we're soft and we're nice and we're sweet. That's the monkey wrench to get men right back into the engagement. And what
But
has happened?
but but
What has
but this
actually happened? What has actually happened? Men started engaging more. Oh, y'all soft. I don't believe it. Oh, I do believe it. It kicks it right back up.
so so this is kind of like a drug, kind of, because they love to complain about shit. So okay, so the trickery is let's act soft. That way we can get more men to be fooled, and they can start doing more shit for us, and then we can turn around and complain about the shit that they're doing for us. Like, girl, he is he's doing too much. isn't that what you're gonna attract if you act soft and feminine?
Well, the thing about it is, I don't even know if they really care what they track. They attract. They what they're saying is men in general are not approaching. Men in general are stepping back from the argument with women in relationships and all that stuff. So if men don't argue, men don't simp and men don't fight, that means they literally have turned their back. So how do you get them to re-engage? Tell
But but
them that you,
but
yeah,
it's so unproductive and stupid because like if you have a run of the mill woman, right, and she looks halfway decent, right, she's gonna get all these guys, I mean, to approach her, and maybe if she has 10 guys approach her, maybe she give the time of day to two of them, and she's already, no matter if she says she's single or not, she'll give like the I mean like the time of day at two up, and maybe one of them will hit. I mean, actually, it's probably like 1 out of 20, probably like 1 out of 20, right?
mhm.
Is it? I mean, is it just an ego boost? I'm trying
But
to get to the bottom of it because it doesn't make no goddamn sense. Even if she already has 5 niggas on her roster, like the weed man, the food man, the pick me up and do whatever the fuck I want to do, man. The shoulder lean man, which is the tampon, the male tampon. She already has all these, and plus she has relatives. If she has a simp daddy, and she might have simp brothers, that's like that's already a crowd. Why would she want to attract more?
because I think we're all looking for the right combination in our spouse. See, the thing about it is a super simp dude ain't going. That's just why they like these Pookies and Ray Rays, what we call Pookies and Ray Rays,
But they,
because
but Pookie and Ray Ray be simping like a motherfucker
they
too.
they but no, Pookie and Ray Ray know the perfect balance of simping and fighting. These Pookies and Ray Rays, they do be simping super hard, but they also be going upside these bitches' heads, arguing, fussing, and fighting. That's what they like. It's an imbalanced balance. It's like, well, I can argue anytime I want to, I can get loved on anytime I want to. It's literally the reason why they're doing this soft girl shit is because it puts the options or the ball back in their court. They can be soft and ratchet, soft, ghetto, soft, and beating niggas, but it puts the ball back in their court. But for them being gangster bitches all the time, men kind of shied away from that. So when they go do that soft shit, soft girls are still, look, all these soft girl era girls are still gonna get into arguments and fights with their boyfriend. They never
Yeah.
say they're gonna stop that, did they?
Are they gonna cook?
I don't know if they might cook a little bit, but they cooking look bad. We seen how bad they cooking look.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like you saw that fried chicken that she cooked. That shit was
I have no idea what the hell that was. That wasn't yeah.
that macaroni and cheese like it had bacon bits in it.
Right. But
They
the soft, I mean, but they've had, okay. There's all right. I'm gonna look up this video. It says soft girl versus I mean regular girl. Hold on. How to be? Oh, they okay. They've already rebranded. Holy shit! What is going on here? You here?
Yum here.
Oh, hold on a second. I'm gonna see because instead of I mean, I'm gonna see if this white. I mean, I'm putting up a video to see if the white girl can explain a little bit better what this, because when you get the ratchet chicks, from the software, like the ratchet chicks, they just on. I mean, I don't really understand what they're saying and shit. You know what I'm saying? It just sound like they're just soft pregnant. Oh shit! Never mind. I got the wrong video then. Give me a second because I was gonna try to pull up. the white girl, some white girl explaining soft. There's soft girl on there's e girl and soft girl.
But everything, see, at one point before you had soft girl, you have that girl. Do you know back in the days they had something called a it girl?
Mm-hmm.
And it girls were when the soft, feminine housewives when they daughters hit the streets.
Mm-hmm.
So it girls, Kim, it girls is where Kim Kardashian comes out of. The it girls. I want to be it, right? And it turned into that girl. And to be that girl in today's time, you need to practice some soft girl tactics rather than being the gangster bitch. Like you know how at one point you had the housewife, the submissive woman. Well, that turned into the it girl. Her daughter's out here in the street. Then her daughter stayed in the street so long that they turn into being, oh well, I'm that bitch. I'm that boss bitch, what they call them now. And they wrote it girl, that girl, all the way into the point where they have to be soft girls. They have to resort back to the woman that originally got the it girls out there. But it's all to get back out there, but you can't get out there unless you have engagement. If you out there, you don't have engagement. All this shit is pointless. What's the point of being an it girl if you don't have engagement? What's the point of being a that girl if you don't have an engagement? What's the point of being a thought if you don't have engagement? All this shit is about engagement. And engagement is not about no ring and walking them down the aisle. Niggas with you spending your time, your money, your presence, and arguing with them, fighting with them, loving on them, simping on them. The interaction, the attraction, the attention is what all this boils down to.
Hold on a second. You know that video you played earlier about the soft girl, the
Yeah.
one. I mean, it literally was like this video almost actually told you everything you needed to know about this whole movement. Let me play it. All right, hold on.
That if they lower their voices and wear perfume, then they'll be feminine.
Got him!
Soft girl era is a new trend that Black women are hopping on because apparently they're
Fair
tired
use.
of being
Fair use.
hard.
All my life I had to fight.
I am all for Black women becoming better and letting go of their toxic masculine traits. However, can we talk about how it seems as though these women are only trying to be feminine just so they can manipulate men? It's like they, if the cap fits, is the only way we're going to that community.
I've been enjoying this soft girl era that I'm going through. I've never been able to be a soft girl. I'm so and now I'm just like, and then when I lower my voice and I need to be taken seriously.
Hey, Pastor, do you think you can trust with anybody that has glue on baby hair?
Man, hell no. Hell no. Like, I don't know if you can trust her with all them tattoos. Yeah. Nah, man, her nipples already hard. She already ready to get into some wild shit.
I mean, the thing about it, I mean, what is the percentage you think that if you put your trust and belief in this woman, this build out of woman, that is going to end well?
Man, you got a negative 10% chance, man. This shit is going to end in this. Look, you might get a couple of hot summer nights out that bitch. But far as like you gonna, man, this is look. This bitch right here loves a toxic relationship, man. That just is what it is. I mean, it just
Right.
is what it is.
I mean, okay, if we were to like look at her, just like her rotation, plus or minus 10 niggas. Hello?
Yeah, she probably got about
Exes that she's talking to about at least 10
man.
active,
Hell yeah, she know 10. She talking to at least 5 at the same time.
and they're actually actively doing shit for her too.
Yeah, but but it don't matter as long as well, like, it does. To her it don't. To the guys do it. They just got a soft chick. Well, not really a soft chick. They got a fake soft chick, but to me, it's all about the interaction and the attraction, man. They were acting so hard, like she could barely stop acting hard in this video. Like that bitch was slapping her hands, motherfucking moving her shoulder like she a nigga. She moving her shoulder like she about to 1-2 a nigga. She got domestic violent shoulders.
Yes,
Look how she move her shoulders. That bitch loves domestic violence. She done 1-2 the couple of niggas.
you look like she just want to fight, don't you?
Yeah,
It, it,
she like to fight. She like to fight.
listen,
And
listen to her. Listen.
Seriously and handled delicately. And I just look and I'm like, baby, look, I'm not okay. I need this. I need you. I get whatever the fuck I want. Who told me to be aggressive? This is crazy.
It's funny how aggressive she was at the end of this video while talking about no longer needing to be aggressive. I mean, good for her, but femininity isn't something you can just turn on and off. And one thing I've been noticing with a lot of these so called pick me's, it's not until after we've hit the wall or after we've become somebody's baby mamas that's when we want to be all submissive and feminine towards men. I mean, let's just be honest. A lot of these women became a pick me once their sexual marketplace value decreased and they need a man to come and save them and their kid. In calling a spade, it's just like the soft girl era, waiting until after your prime to want to become feminine and find a man.
Man, this is some bullshit.
As Miss Crimson Cure said, they want to have soft girl era after hot girl summer. This just proves how little we think of our men. We expect to give our best years to the streets and more than likely.
Hey, Pastor,
yeah.
why is that concept so fucking difficult for these broads to understand that dudes do not want a used up vag?
Well, it's about that soft girl, man. This soft girl era shit. Just like I find it very funny, right? She said the soft girl was for post wall thoughts, baby mamas, and all that shit. And then when I was telling you like I was telling y'all, the soft girl era ain't technically for baby daddies or ex-husbands because we already know the game. So why do you think, baby? I'm glad she said that. Why do you think post-wall thoughts are using soft girl song? Who do you think they actually using this shit on?
I have no idea.
They're using this shit on guys that don't have kids, guys that ain't been married. Guys, that's the reason why I was telling y'all the fact that we have more 30-year-old virgins now than ever is the reason why they are pulling this soft girl shit. You can't get a baby that everybody that's calling this shit out. Think about it. Everyone that's calling this shit out is either a baby daddy or an ex-husband. They see
Right.
through the shit. But
Right.
who's not calling this shit out like that?
The-
Single
oh,
men,
Yep.
niggas ain't never had kids, niggas ain't never been married. It's
I'll
gonna
tell you.
work on them.
I'll tell you this, and I'm glad you brought this up. Right. I remember, right, when I was dating my ex-wife. Right, we were dating my ex-wife, and the sisterhood, like her sisterhood, had rallied around her, and I seen a sudden change in her, like because we were just dating, and then we were living with each other and shit like that. and I guess the sisterhood or somebody was in her ear was like basically trying to force her to force me to marry her. I don't know if it was her mother or anything like that. So I seen some of the soft girl tactics that she was using, right? She actually got a recipe. This is no lie for some chick. It's called like wedding or like wedding. I mean like engagement chicken or some shit like that. It's basically a meal that after the dude eats it, he's supposed to basically propose to you. She actually told me this shit. It was like some wine chicken or something. I mean, I'm gonna
Yeah,
look.
like girls do. They start out by putting period blood in spaghetti and pastas so that you won't never leave them. And then it is witchcraft. They'll write your name on a piece of paper. They'll chant. Like they're like soft girl summer is going to still have witchcraft in it. It definitely will. This is it. It definitely will have witchcraft in it. And soft girl summer comes from the Republican get money side, not the Democrat do whatever side of women. Women play both sides of the field. They don't play that. They're not just conservative. They're liberal. They know how to do both. They probably more liberal than conservative, but they can pull it back. And this shit is going to. I'm telling you, if they stay persistent with this shit, it's going to work. There are men that are by themselves that aren't technically lonely, but if you can make these men think they're lonely, and then send a soft girl to them, you got that. That's a pimp sending a John a hoe.
Mhm.
The government is pimping, sending out soft hoes now. The government put this memo out. Bitches be soft and get these men back on the plantation.
Oh, this is okay. This is right here. And we're gonna go with the scientific thing of this.
Streaming only on Peacock. The most epic family
Watch this. This is kind of.
movie.
And I don't know if you went on TikTok. You seen this phenomenon right here, but this is real. This is a real phenomenon right here.
Honestly, when I first heard about vabbing, I was like, gross. Yeah, I still think it's gross. And yeah, I do. But the question is, does it actually work? Does vabbing, like when you put secretions from down low up above, behind your ear, your neck, or whatever to use as perfume, does it actually like attract partners? Do we have any empiric evidence about that? I'm not sure that we do. And I'm sure everybody's experience would be different. And by the way, if you do that and you get a whole bunch of men or ladies who hit on you at one particular evening, is it because you vabbed? I don't know that we can say that that's the case. Look, I say if you're into it, why not? It's not my thing. And remember, like, vabbing can have different odors, which is very natural, right? It's not bad. It's not wrong. It's just, just be thoughtful about how you want to smell, what you smell like, and if vabbing is right for you.
Hold on.
Get him black. Get him black.
Hold on.
Fuck him up. Get him right. Tighten up. Get right. Get him black. Tighten up. Fuck him up. Get him right. Tighten up.
I'm a
Fuck him up.
listen, Pastor.
Yeah,
Pastor.
yeah.
That's how strong the sisterhood is, to where she could not even bring herself to debunk
Honestly, when I first heard of
this fuckery.
Well, Erica Badu was selling.
She could not even go and debunk it. And you heard her try to explain the shit and justify it away.
Man, Erica Badu has been selling pussy smell. Erica Badu has turned her into a cologne, a fragrance. She said, other bitches, if y'all won't wear y'all pussy smell, wear mine, and then it get you attention. And Erica Badu be playing that soft girl. Erica Badu be playing that soft girl era shit.
Oh shit, Erica. Yo, These are those fucking like was it the Bohemian bitches that be burning incense and with the big unk tattoo, right?
Yeah,
Oh
like if you
Lord.
go back to that other chick with the fake edges, she had on an ankh. She had on an ankh on her neck.
So this is
This shit is a religion. This is a
this
religion.
is witchcraft. It's witchcraft. It's witchcraft. And I'm glad that we got to this shit. Is this but is this just older bitch witchcraft?
Yes, it ain't no, it's not new, man. This the same shit that man, this is the same shit that motherfucking Cleopatra, Queen Elizabeth. All these women have had tricks up their sleeve to make men do their biddings. Soft girl summer is another way. You know what I'm saying? Like, these niggas, men in America have disengaged from relationships. So you got to re-engage them. You got to re-engage them.
Hey, did you know that there's
I don't
soft girl
participate in
era?
gender wars. I really
Hold
don't
on, hold
care.
on. There's
Because in order to have
fair use.
progressive conversations, it needs to be heard out from both sides. And at this point, people are just pointing the finger. But for me, I want to talk about the soft girl era. It is not a remixed version of being feminine. And there are layers to even being feminine and how people view femininity as a whole. Soft girl era is more of relaxing, knowing that you're safe, allowing things to come to you versus chasing, not putting yourself in harm's way or putting yourself.
Hey, let me ask you this question. How long is it gonna take for them to start their own internal war for this term?
I think that I think that they're gonna be on more code about. See, women are explaining this shit to each other in their own code language. Because even though look, they're against capitalism for themselves, not for you. They're like, well, hold on. Men keep saying we got money, spend our money. Well, hold on. Well, fuck that. I don't want capitalism for myself. I want capitalism through you. So it's almost like a communist state. A communist state doesn't want to practice capitalism, but it wants the citizens to practice capitalism so they can feed the communist state. It's the same
But
shit.
how can one thing I know about a man, in order to understand women, you gotta be able to walk backwards. You gotta be able to walk backwards. Because I think they're gonna intentionally muddy the waters so men don't understand what a soft girl is. Can we really take what she's saying right now with a grain of salt, or you think that she might be lying to throw us off her scent?
Man, this shit is a blade of grass. This ain't a grain of salt. It's a blade of grass. Step on it.
Right.
Keep going. This shit, man, look.
But I mean, her explanation of soft girl summer, obviously, we know what soft girl summer, the intention of soft girl summer at the end of the day. They're just trying to finesse.
Yeah,
But
she's
what she's saying right now, is this a blatant lie?
it's a blatant lie. It's an in your face lie. This is the witchery of it. Cause you think she's doing all this soft girl and relaxing and resisting, making money and all this. You think she doing that to catch a broke nigga that got a bunch of kids?
No.
Or do you think she thinks she doing that to catch a ex-husband that still got to pay alimony to his ex-wife?
No.
It's for these niggas that don't have the experience to fall right back in the trap. This is what this shit is for. It's not for experienced niggas. It's for all these inexperienced men that society is. They've got on the internet and told women there's a bunch of 30-year-old virgins out here. There's a bunch of men out here that are emotionally there are a bunch of men out here that are emotional and lonely. That is a feeding ground. That's like fucking dropping a bucket of chow around some sharks.
Yeah. You're right about. I think you're 100% right about what you said about that the target is really that the dudes that because the dudes that really don't know how to deal with women. Because I mean, what play can a woman really run on you that you haven't seen before?
It's so exactly like who do single mothers and baby mothers go for? You don't see they shoot for niggas that don't have kids. Married women shoot for men that have never married. Divorced women shoot for men that have never been married. Women, baby mamas shoot for men that don't have their own kids.
Mhm.
This is what soft girl era is about. It's not about it's not technically about you and me, or you and I, Triple, because we have been married, we got kids, we been divorced. That shit don't work like that on us. It has to be deployed. You have to work that tactic on another on someone. You have to work that shit on someone else. You can't deploy that tactic against people that already have fortitude against it. It just won't work.
Hey, you know what? I want to talk about that. That one thing that you sent me was the Gardasil. Is it Gardasil?
Yeah, Gardasil. Gardasil is where they were trying to protect the women from getting cervical cancer, so they were giving them a vaccination so that they could try to attack certain strands of cervical cancer. So it was pretty much a whole get out of free jail card to a certain extent. The only problem is they kept holding so much that they created different strands of HPV, human papillomavirus, which caused them more cervical cancers that the Gardasil vaccine could not cover.
Oh, okay. So basically, so there's lawsuits now. Let me see. There's lawsuits and how the vaccine works. So basically, this was a whole get out of. Well, the thing about it, I kind of almost have to blame society, and one of the biggest complaint that men have. Oh, let's see what the risks are. One of the things that the men have, right? The risks. I mean, like the gripes that men have is a lot of women. These women are hoes. You know, they're hoes. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the ability to be in relationships and stuff like that. But the thing about it is we've got them so many safety nets like Plan B, birth control, abortion, Gardasil, every fucking thing for them to continue to do what they want to do naturally, which is hoe. But we know the nature of women, they're never gonna stop hoeing. Matter of fact, they're gonna keep hoeing harder.
But our hoes, but see, the thing about it is you can't have a bunch of hard hoes out here. You have to go back to the soft hoe, the Marilyn Monroe hoes. That's the blueprint. That's the blueprint they're going for. They're not going for the hard hoe. The hard hoe don't bring no money in. Only soft hoes bring in soft hoes bring the money in.
We should do a show called The Cost of Being a Hard Hoe. But let me see what the risk of these things are, because this is most women do take this, right?
Mothers were lining their daughters up for Gardasil. 13-year-old girls are getting that shit.
All right, let's see.
Attention parents of daughters. 1 out of every 4 girls in this country has been given at least one shot of a vaccine to prevent cervical cancer. But should parents be worried about the health risks? Our own Dr. Jennifer Ashton is here with the results of an alarming new study. Good morning.
Good morning, Maggie. A vaccine for 4 types of HPV was approved in 2006 in the hope it would save thousands of lives. But now there are some big questions about its safety.
3 weeks after Amanda Ratner received the HPV vaccine, she experienced pain at the injection site and fell ill.
She's gone from the position of being a competitive varsity lacrosse player in high school to somebody who's chronically ill.
Amanda now lives with an autoimmune disease, and although there is no proven link, her parents and doctors blame the vaccine. Like all vaccines, this one does present some risks, but according to new findings out in the Journal of the American Medical Association, the vaccine is relatively safe. There were over 12,000 reports of side effects after 23 million doses were given. 94% of these problems were minor, but 6% were serious, including patients who were hospitalized, permanently disabled, or who died. Merck says after reviewing the new report of adverse events, it continues to be confident in the safety of this vaccine.
I want her to be one less woman affected by cervical cancer. One less.
But critics question the vaccine maker's aggressive ad campaign, saying it is misleading.
With our pap smear screening program, you have a very low chance of having cervical cancer. So being one less means nothing because you weren't going to be one to begin with.
The CDC and FDA continue to.
Is the HPV mostly passed through sexual contact?
Yeah, it is. And believe it or not, this is technically where women can blame men, because men technically. So this is what what they call dirty dick Rodney. This is where dirty dick Rodney kind of comes into play. Men carry HPV and technically in the head of their penis. Or it's a viral thing. It's a virus, right? That men technically carry and we give to women. So there was an argument and there was a big push to also vaccinate men with Gardasil.
But sir, I mean, HPV doesn't really affect men. It doesn't give men cervical cancer, right?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, men do have men do have HPV, and men can have cervical warts that come up. Men can start having cervical warts. Yes, we can. And we don't know if the cervical warts that men get, not cervical warts, but we don't know if the warts that men get on their privates from HPV leads to other prostate or intestinal cancers or bladder cancers as well. So technically, men are not safe from this either.
Oh, okay. All right. But so do you think the increase in like these the illness derives from this? Because if you start getting a class of women that are getting these diseases and all this type of stuff, don't you think that it's going to have something to do with their mental state?
Yeah, if you tell a bitch she got warts all over her cervix and she probably won't be able to carry a baby, and they're gonna have to put a mesh on her cervix for her to be able to carry a child. Yes, these bitches are crazy. Yes.
To recommend the vaccine, and doctors say they'll look at it on a case-by-case basis.
I would absolutely continue to offer the vaccine. I would say that I am now alerted to other risk factors and would discuss those.
Hey, me and the man talked about this too, about women and like most women now, through the sexual resolution and shit, they've been on birth control for, 18 to 20 years. As a medical professional, what do you think? Obviously, there's gotta be
Allegedly,
some type
allegedly, I know a little bit about medicine. Allegedly.
but there's gotta be a psychological effect on a woman's body because essentially birth control tricks the body into thinking it's pregnant, right? And when you trick the body, which is, is the body really? I guess it's connected to the mind, which the mind is different. If you got 20 years of thinking that you're pregnant, but you're not pregnant, and biologically you're developing these things that a mother should carry for nourishment, but you're not actually doing it. Wouldn't you think that has some type of psychological effect on the mind?
Hell yeah. Like like check this. The fact that birth control works with and against hormones is it lets you know. Look, women on birth control, they had the Depo-Provera shot, right? And women, we call the Depo shot, right? The women were gaining weight and eating more. Women on the pill, women stopped. Let me tell you why women stopped taking birth control pills. Because women started smoking more. And smoking and taking birth control pills they don't coexist. They put them at risk for blood clots. Another thing is birth control pills and antibiotics don't work. If you take antibiotics, they will disengage the birth control pills. So with all these girls catching STDs and having to take antibiotics, it disengaged their birth control. Well, all these girls smoking and taking birth control pills, these bitches started getting clots in their legs and lungs. So they stopped taking the pill because they couldn't hormonally they couldn't handle it. They were eating all the ice cream and getting fat. They were also smoking and taking it. They couldn't handle that because they were getting blood clots and having thrombolytic heart attacks and strokes. They couldn't handle it. They just couldn't handle this shit, man. Women were not responsible enough to handle birth control. Birth control had too many other stipulations to make it work. That's just why women are starting to not. That's why a lot of women are not on birth. A lot of women are not on birth control, believe it or not. Believe it or not, a lot of women are not on birth control. There was never a shortage of Plan Bs because bitches ain't taking that shit like that.
But I heard that you got to be under a certain BMI for that shit to even work.
Then let's not talk about that. I did not, you're right. I did not bring that fact. The birth control pills a lot of times are weight. Like pills, like medicine in general is always weight based. We got weight based medicine, right? So you base a lot of times you base a lot of medication on the weight or size of a patient. You do that from a child on up to, you do that from neonate on to adult, on to elderly. You dose it based off their size, their weight, height, and age has a lot to do with the dosing of medication. Now, the thing about these vaccines that they were giving these girls, it was a set amount. Like every vaccine is a set amount. They don't really worry about your size, your weight, your height. None of that goes into effect on a vaccine. They make a dose that's universal, even though everyone is not universally the same size, same weight, or same build. That's the reason why the Gardasil vaccine technically didn't work. It only really kind of worked with smaller girls that had less sex. That's the only ones that it worked well.
Damn. Man, the thing about it is anything that in this society that's restricts sexuality gets gets a lot of pushback, right? And is that the reason why ancient times and shit like that they try to be so restrictive on female sexuality because they know that there's grave consequences for it?
Well, the chastity belt comes from the thing that some of these girls still do. Some of these like women have historically put sponges. Like that's not act like women didn't take their makeup sponge and wash it, clean it, and stick it up in their pussy as a way to keep sperm from getting to their cervix and getting them pregnant, rather than taking birth.
I had no idea that they had ancient birth control.
Yeah, well, they would just put, they were like that. That's what that whole like girls can get something called toxic shock, where when they put tampons inside their body and then they forget they're there, and then they end up getting a systemic infection making them septic and they die. Now, what can happen is women can stick like a sponge or something inside of themselves to protect their cervix. Well, it somewhat protects their fallopian tubes and cervix from sperm getting in there. That's why they put the sponge in there to soak up the sperm so that it won't get into their fallopian tubes and fertilize the egg and get it on and tie it on up to their cervix, on up into their uterus. So that's the reason why a lot of these women historically they were putting sponges in their pussy as a form of birth control.
The thing about it is, women are always asking for protection, right? And the getting protection is a lot of times men have to save them from themselves. Why do they get so upset when we do give them statistics and facts and stuff like that may save them from making a bad decision? Why is they're so hell bent on defying men?
Because that's one less option that they have as women.
So they want the option of being able to be a hoe.
Yeah, that's what Gardasil was all about. Gardasil was about protecting them from their options. Because if you really wanted to stop cervical cancer, you would literally tell women and men. Like, this is not, I know men don't like to hear this either. Men don't like when this shit, like, no one likes to be told what's right from their wrong.
Right.
So rather than creating Gardasil, they should have told women and men and women, to sit your ass the fuck down. You fucking too much.
Right. But you can't.
Unsafely, because condoms aren't technically safe either, because condoms can make tears and cuts in the woman on her vaginal wall. And you already know men don't like condoms because of the constriction and the tightness on them. So then that's fucking with your blood flow. Therefore, and we don't want constrictions, and they don't want restrictions. We don't want constrictions, and they don't want restrictions.
Wow, I'm just looking at this article. There's this Facebook group I'm part. I think it's Oster Hollerman, the passport bro, but he just put up this article that says that black women have the highest eviction rate in the U.S. And these numbers are actually staggering. This is crazy. Look at this number right here, right? And when it comes to white women versus black women, which is a very small percentage of the population, it's like, this is in 2022 April, right? This report, 130 113,415 evictions for black women, 153.94 for white women. That is crazy. Did you hear that, Pastor?
Yeah, I hear that.
That's crazy. I mean, but this whole winning narrative, that would dispel that winning narrative, isn't it?
Well, if you look at Soft Girl Summer, you can't. If you look at Soft Girl Era, that is, I don't see this. This is the thing about it is. This is the thing about, I want to triple. This is what I think, right? Men, because of our competitive nature, love to play this win and loss game. Women aren't playing a win, and women are not playing a win and loss game. They're playing the game. And playing the game, you're going to take wins. You're going to get wins, but you're going to catch L's. See, men, we our competitive nature wants to force us to win all the time. I get it. But that also makes men sore losers. Women aren't worried about losing. They'll take their wins and they'll hold their L's. And men are not doing it the same. Men, because like I remember at one point, men used to.
Nah, I disagree with that. No, I disagree about holding L's.
Okay.
They don't. No, they don't. I've never seen one take an L.
Well, hold on, holding their L. Wouldn't Soft Girl Summer be them holding their L? Wouldn't it be them? Well, I've been too hard. I've been too masculine. I've been too hard on these niggas. Let me hold this L. I've been on their ass too much.
No, not really. Not really. It's still kind of like not, taking accountability.
It's hold up. What is taking accountability? It's taking accountability, saying, "Oh yes, I was wrong," or doing something different.
I think it would be both. But okay, it's like, do you deserve credit for waking up every day and going to work?
Yes, I do. It's called employee or employer appreciation. Yes, I do.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, I do. Because look,
So you get extra points. I mean, so
yeah,
you get. I mean, okay. For do you get? Should you get extra points for being a decent human being?
yes, when I have the option to be a bad human being, yes.
So you really
And triple, I tell you where that's true, right? Where if you look at people that are decent and good hearted, a lot of times people love to tell you those people are taken advantage of, but those people are also put in great positions to be taken advantage of, right? And that's what this soft girl era is about. It's about good men putting themselves in position to be taken advantage of, or to be used, or to be a part of something. What's the point of being? Look, if bad, let me tell you something. There's not a lack of bad being a part. We all know the devil exists. There's never been a lack of bad playing his part, but there's always been a lack of good rearing his head. So therefore, they want the good men to rear their heads so they can be a part of the bad shit. Because it's always going to be here.
So that makes them look better.
Makes them look better. Exactly.
Hold on a second. Did I tell you about this TikTok that I seen where this chick said that she she would think some dude like hold on. Did I tell you about that? She said if a dude is over 35 and he's childless, there's some there she would think that there's something wrong with it.
Yeah, but they're pushing the goalposts back. It used to be at one point if a man wasn't 25 and had kids, it was weird. Then they pushed it back to 30. Now they're pushing it back to 35. It used to really be 25 because you were
I
supposed to
mean,
no, at one point it was 25, and before that it was actually 22. If you were 18, got out your mama house and got some money going as a man, and then if you didn't have a kid by 22 to 25, you were weird. They pushed it back to 30. Then they
but
pushed it
if
to 35.
so being responsible makes you deficient.
No, they say they're not. You're not. You see, men want to call it responsible, and no. Society says that's not responsible. Society says that man has not met milestones because it's not just women saying that. That's not just women saying that. There's a lot of men that there's a lot of men if you tell them that you're 30 and you have no kids, they're gonna look at you like, what the fuck have you been doing? So that's not just a female thing.
It's also a male thing. I had my son at 35. I had my son at 35.
And most men will say that was extremely late. Hold on, Triple. Do you think that was late?
To be honest, if I were to have it done again, I probably would have had kids earlier. But I don't think I just think I learned. I mean, I just learned to learn from other people's mistakes, right? I just learned to learn how to, I think I was very cautious. Like I was very cautious when it comes to you know, sticking my dick in anything. You feel me? I was just cautious.
No, you were still sticking your dick in something. You say
Right.
anything.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you were still sticking your dick in something, Why weren't you fruitful from it? Why'd you wait to 35 for?
But hold on a second. Hello? Did you hear that in the background?
I ain't hear nothing in the background. You got it.
Okay. But anyways, I was very responsible. Not responsible, but I was very cautious, man. I mean, I grew up in the 80s, bro.
Were
You
you
seen how,
were you being irresponsible, just safe?
bro,
Were you
I
being,
seen
were you garter sealing yourself? Were you garter sealing yourself?
I was being
You were
safe.
still fucking.
Yeah.
You
But
were
the
still
thing about it,
complaining.
yeah, come on, man.
So you
I
were
know
garter sealing yourself, Triple. You were still out here in these streets. You just ain't paid your tithes yet. You were still out here in these streets, but you just ain't paid your tithes.
But I seen niggas going through it though. I seen niggas going through it. That's all I had to see. Now let's talk about this. Let's go back to this soft girl summer thing, right? And they're the soft girl aesthetics. So so people can recognize what some of this soft girl shit is. Like what is damn, you go on TikTok, they branded it other ways. What the fuck? Hold on. Hold on. They actually have a. Did you know there's a soft girl era playlist of music? My bad.
Was that your internet or mine?
I think that was your internet.
Yeah, I think it was mine, man. I'm trying to tell you, I'm gonna have to get rid of AT&T, man. Like, I'm gonna have to call them son of a sucker bitches back and tell them I'm going back to Spectrum.
Man, does anybody got cable today? I mean, just anymore?
Nah, so that's what I'm telling you. I'm about to call AT&T and tell them your sorry ass internet is more expensive and it sucks. What a Spectrum at? What a Spectrum at? And that's what's happened with this soft girl summer. You hardcore bitches let us down. Y'all,
So
where are
now,
the good girls
thinking
at?
about
Where the
finding an
soft
environment where
bitches
I
at?
can be vulnerable and be softer,
Hey, listen,
it
listen
just
to
seems
this
so
broad
many
right here.
women say that they are in their soft era and they're living these soft lifestyles. And it's become this aesthetic that I just cannot relate to. And
Didn't
I
we
wish
just
that I
say that
could and I want
earlier? It
to,
was an aesthetic.
but I literally can't. I feel like life has always been hard. And as a result, I built a hard exterior. So now thinking about finding an environment where I can be vulnerable and be softer, it just seems unattainable. Cause I ain't never been no soft ass bitch, and no shade because where do I sign up? It just feels like it's never been an option. This is just how I've come to be.
Well, so she's
I'm seeing
pulling off the
women
she's
say
pulling off a
they are
soft
in the
girl.
soft era and
She's
they're
pulling
living
off
these
a
soft
soft girl
lifestyles,
face.
and it's become this
Right.
aesthetic that
Yeah,
I
she's pulling a
just
soft
cannot
girl
relate
face
to, and I
off.
wish that I could and I want to, but I literally can't.
Pause that shit.
I
Pause
feel
it.
like life has
So
always been hard, And
She has a
as a
soft
result, I
girl.
built a hard exterior. So many women say that they are in.
How the hell do you? Okay, stop.
So she's so black, so soft. So soft girl has turned into aesthetics because these women can't be completely what they call. So the soft girl is hinting at being a wholesome woman,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they have wholesome, they have soft girl or wholesome aspects. She has a soft girl wholesome face, but that's about it. That's about it. That's about it.
Shit. I'm what the thing was is I think that we this is definitely trickery, bro. This is definitely witchcraft because I went in thinking I know what soft girl is, right? I just watched a couple videos just with you now. I have no fucking clue. Like, wouldn't you think that this girl would qualify, the one we just seen, qualify for soft girl more than the other one that said she was doing soft girl summer or soft girl era? Huh? Who you think would be more feminine
Who?
between those two girls?
Between which one?
The first one and the second one.
The second one?
But she said she's opting out of soft
No,
girl
no, no,
summer.
no. She didn't say she's opting out. She said she's never been able to. She said she would love to experience it. The other girl is lying. See, the second girl said, the second girl is technically more dangerous, right? The first girl, she said, well, I know how to be soft. So technically she can be soft, but she just tried to be a hard bitch and a ghetto bitch with tattoos and edges and shit. Now, the other girl is technically a little bit more dangerous because she actually has aspects of a soft girl while telling you she's never understood how to be. So she's actually doing it while telling you she doesn't know how to do it, which makes you feel extra sorry for her. It's almost like showing up to the basketball court and everyone's saying, "Oh, this nigga can't ball, this nigga can't play." And then every shot you put up is water. It's wet.
Right.
Same shit.
Let's see if we can get a better understanding with soft girl era with this. I'm gonna play another TikTok. Fair
This is
use.
exactly how you can stop being so defensive and surrender to your soft and feminine era. Your softness and your boundaries need to go hand in hand. The softer you become, the more obsessed with yourself you should be. So you need to make sure that you only fill your space with people that respect and appreciate that level of vulnerability. If you ever notice that letting your guard down isn't safe around someone, just do not let them around you. It's that simple. Let me know below if this message was for you. Follow. This is exactly how you can stop being so defensive and surrender to your soft and feminine era. Your softness, exactly how you can stop being.
Did she just give up the thing? Is so this is selfish. This has nothing to do with men.
Well, it has this is what I was trying to tell y'all, but y'all wouldn't listen to me. Man,
This is selfish.
Sexy Red me and Sexy Red was trying to explain this shit to y'all, but y'all would not listen to us when we were trying to explain this to y'all. What this, even Bronze Bird was trying to explain this to a little bit. This is not technically about men, but it's not technically women. Women have flipped the shit that men were saying. You know how men were saying, fuck these bitches, become successful. And then when you become successful and get on your purpose, you're gonna do what? Get bitches. This is the same shit, but they're actually going to do it. The men talked about it. The men talked about it. The men said, we're going to get on our purpose. We're going to get on our purpose. And after we get on our purpose, we make our money, the women are going to come. The women said, all right, cool. That's what you think, nigga. Watch this. If I be soft, I be nice, watch what you do. you'll come.
So there were definitely the women are definitely more practical.
So women are starting to be. So we keep talking about men are logical, women are illogical. No, nigga, what's practical? What's practical? And then when you start, then when you start talking about practical, keyword practice, then what can you actually do in a game? Once you become practical, now you understand what you can do. Then you start practicing on your practicality. Then where are you in the game? If you do it enough, you'll be a pro.
That makes sense. I mean, yeah, that makes sense, man. This makes sense. Why women are supposed to be your helpmeet, because they're a lot of times women help you get to some of the goals because they're more practical about shit. Because women they don't have no problem finessing. They have no problem like getting to a goal like by any means necessary, because men we have I mean some men will get to a goal, but a lot of times, depending on what you are, it'll be like we put like shit in front of a goal. Like sometimes we put integrity in front of a goal. You feel me? Or like I don't want to compromise myself, so I'm gonna be more, just it, like we put like we like how like you ever heard of that saying, if you stand for something, if you don't stand for nothing, you fall for anything. Like we literally will not achieve something just because we want to stand on some principle, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And women, they have no, like, for instance, they have no loyalty to anything. That's crazy. I mean, that's the thing.
Hold on. Do they have loyalty? So loyalty is loyalty so that the constant of loyalty changes.
Right.
You could be loyal to yourself by saying, I'm gonna work 60 hours a week so I can have money for myself. And then you can be loyal to yourself and be like, well, I'm gonna go on a vacation. So loyalty and the practicality of it being practical, or the practice of loyalty, is in a consistent in behavior.
But I mean, okay. Do you think, okay, women will compromise their integrity daily, by minute, depending on whatever conversation. Like for instance, okay, let me take a step back. Do you think historically, is it just a woman thing that in general, like in Western society, that like they need to be right?
That's where the loyalty to yourself comes into play. You start helping yourself when you start realizing where you're right and where you're wrong and how you tweak them both. And that's the loyalty to
The thing,
themselves.
but I mean, but they don't have no regard when it comes to like they have to be right. Is this a conditioned Western thing, or because I wonder in women in other countries, do they have to be right?
They have to be selected. And that's the thing about it, is sometimes in being selective, what you do is sometimes right and what you do is sometimes wrong. That's the reason why relationships have ups and downs. They have goods and bads. They have fights and they have agreements. This is again where as I get it. We are men. I get it. And we don't need to change our minds so much, but we need to realize a whole lot. And the reality of it is everything we do is on a win and loss spectrum.
Right.
Everything men do is on a win and loss spectrum. And that is where we're taking a lot of L's, because you can end up being like the Cowboys. Right. And men are like the Cowboys. We used to be some champions. Now Nigga, we look sorry.
You don't look sorry. You're just mediocre. Like, long as you have, like, if you have
The
Dak
Cowboys are
Prescott,
not mediocre. The Cowboys are not mediocre. And if you look at it, you can even say men today are not mediocre. They're weak. They're kind of sorry.
you think so?
Fuck yeah. You got
Right.
niggas on the internet telling you where they going and what they doing. Rather than moving in silence and moving in purpose, they telling you, I'm flying out to meet a soft, feminine bitch in Brazil. No, niggas are soft. They need you to feel them because they don't feel them motherfucking selves. Yes, these niggas are soft.
Yeah, you're right about that shit. That's I guess that's the only thing is like, well, you don't really need to say it. Just go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, just go ahead and do it. But that's the thing. Let's talk about that for a little bit. And you guys said something interesting, you and the general earlier in your stream. Um, is this soft girl? I mean, how much can we attribute this soft girl era thing to as a response to the passport bro like movement and like fuck these American bitches, we're out of here.
See how much I like it that men are saying one thing and not realizing everything. You got guys like BGS, all these bitch ass niggas in the manosphere talking about soft girl summer is a result of the manosphere, right? Cool, right? So what you're saying is the women are willing to make moves that men aren't willing to make. You're willing to sit here and talk about some shit and have a talking point, but these women are actually willing to make moves that you won't make. That's business. That's
But
business.
he does have I mean, I think he does have a little bit of a point
Man,
because
I get his point. I get his point, but that point.
Because the thing about it is Kevin Samuels got really popular, and Kevin Samuels got a blueprint of what gave them what pretty much a blueprint of what majority of men want. I mean, a majority of men, we don't really need much if we have a woman that looks good, she treats you good, and she takes care of you. That's pretty much all she really needs to do. She doesn't have to do no extra shit, right? But when it comes to a woman, it's gonna be you can't just treat her good, look good, or whatever. You're gonna have to do trips and Birkin bags and all this type of shit, right?
Hell yeah.
Did you call? I mean, where's the man at? We got to give the man a call, or is he cupcaking?
He cupcaking. He trying to get that pussy. So therefore he playing the game.
This is what the man was saying the other day.
Goodness gracious, at that thickness right there. Goodness. That's some booty meats right there, y'all. That's that filet mignon of booty meats. That's grade A beef right there is what that is. Get me
The
two
man-
pieces of bread and make me a booty meat sandwich.
Hey, the man. But the man, hold up, bro.
He cold. She belongs to the streets.
Where's the man? Where's the man at, bro? So I think so what are you gonna do? Like, for instance, when you see one of your friends getting engulfed by this soft girl era, are you going to let them know this about this scam?
Hold on. So that's the reason why I asked you about a scam earlier, Triple. I asked you, does a scam always equal up to nothing? Y'all keep wanting to say Enron equal. I don't believe Enron equaled up to nothing. I don't think Bitcoin will equal up to nothing. I don't think none of this. I don't look scamming in itself doesn't equal up to nothing. You can scam angel stuff.
Okay. So your sentiment is this scam might be beneficial to men in the future?
Yes.
How?
Because they will have to resort back. Anytime you get someone to backpedal, you have to a certain extent won. If you were fighting someone triple, right? Let's think about this, right? We call this a gender war, right? Because we call this a gender war, right? And if you get someone to backpedal some or step back, aren't you starting to intrude
No, but
or get into their shit?
listen. They have everything that they supposedly want for the majority. Like all you have to do you have to do is be just be halfway decent looking. Halfway decent looking and just halfway decent looking in what do you call it? Just decent. Decent human being. That's all you have to be. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got to be. And you will able like the environment is so bad right now. Like a run of the mill, even if the woman has multiple baby daddies, but yet she's decent looking, right? She could still garner like a 5-man rotation. Easy. Do you agree or not? Hello?
Yeah, I agree with that.
She can still garner a 5-man rotation and still, in the matter of fact, she doesn't even have to be. And what's crazy, most of the men in that rotation is not going to require sex from her. That is, but from a perspective, isn't that like historically as a man, like especially if you comport yourself as an alpha man, isn't that pathetic?
It's extremely pathetic.
It's extremely pathetic that you have to settle for something that like in the real world is used the fuck up. That's but that's crazy though. But where do we go? I mean, like where does as men we go from here?
To hell and back, and from hell to back to heaven, the path to Jesus, nigga. Go to hell, back to earth, to heaven with this shit. The resurrection of the real nigga.
Yeah. Now, what do you think about the soft girl summer thing? When it comes to when it comes to like the alternative lifestyle, like the studs and shit like that, do you think like those type of broads are going to be capitalizing off of this soft girl summer thing?
I think that all women from all sectors,
Yeah,
from all classifications, will have wins in soft girl summer. Yes.
So are are what's the name? Are studs a target of this soft girl shit too? Because when it comes to simp, because I obviously they're trying to keep I mean, they're trying to keep. They want simps, and studs are like some of the biggest simps ever. Is this also going to be? You think more studs are going to be competing with men for these soft girl broads?
I'm looking for something and I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna show it to you, y'all. Hold on, I'm gonna show it to you, yo. Like, hold on. So I'm gonna share my screen with you, right? So there's something that I saw trending. So while they talking about soft girl summer has a dark side to it too. It's called and so you got a lot of. So share the screen right quick. Let's share my screen real quick. So you have another movement that no one is talking about. That I know there's some stud bitches in Dallas.
Stud getting pregnant?
Yeah, naturally. This is what. So I hate to talk. So I didn't want to talk about this shit, but so y'all. So this puts us back into this fluidity shit, right? And this soft girl shit is also hitting at. Also, is fluidity, where the bits can go from being hard to being soft, and being masculine to being feminine. The fluidity, and this is kind of what this is showing too. Gender fluidity, where women can be masculine and be men acting and still be a soft girl era and get pregnant. That's technically what's going on. We got a bunch of hood bitches, hardcore hoes acting soft, and this is what you're getting. She done scissored bitches, dom bitches, put on strap-ons, did all kinds of shit. And then she just went back and acted soft, got pregnant.
Wow.
And it's a whole movement, right, in the LGBT community of women that are lesbians, that are gangsters as fuck, then dominated over bitches, beat bitches. Know they got the most violent relationships, women on women.
Right.
And they turn around and after they finish beating bitches' asses, eating pussy and scissoring and domestic violence, they just all that gangster hardcore nigga shit. They turn around and be right back soft and get pregnant. Soft girl summer has come. Soft girl summer also. This is where I keep telling you this shit's kind of political. There's a Democratic, independent, and Republican aspect of this. She's wearing red. She's a straight up Republican. She would believe in women being able to have kids and live in their feminine and be a guardian of the birth of the nation, to preserve and conserve a nation. No matter how liberal and wild this bitch was, she still had conservative ideologies at the end of the day. Even Sexy Red even said that shit. She literally said that shit to you niggas, but y'all don't listen. I'd rather argue with these bitches than listen to them. She said, I started out real liberal. Sexy Red said that. I started out real liberal. I did whatever the fuck I wanted. And then the older I got conservative. That's what soft girl summer is. That's what bitches have been doing for us all their life. Fucking wilding from 16 to about 20 something, and then become a conservative. I want to be a mother and have children. My child saved my life. This shit is nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun. We gotta stop playing with ourselves as men, thinking that we on newfound shores. You niggas are not Christopher Columbus. This shit was hard
Anyways, man. No, what's going on the manosphere, man? I was about to make a show the other day at the House of Cards and about the blatant, not blatant, but just like the scamming of the whole red pill scam because it's how is people preaching a pill that they're nobody's living up to? Huh?
You said what?
How are people preaching up a pill that nobody's living up to?
Because I don't know. It makes men feel better to let them down to the soft girl summer. You've red pill men only to soften them up. I've told you this shit. It's all the fucking same. These bitches out here running the street, acting hard on the outside, was really soft on the inside. These niggas on the internet talking all this shit on the internet was hard on the outside and soft in the inside. Hard on the outside, soft on the inside. Men and women both are acting hard on the outside and their asses is soft on the inside. These motherfuckers can break. You can break the average woman. You can break the average man. It's proven fact.
So, but this delusion that a lot of people are perpetuating, like this alphaness that a lot of niggas like, oh yeah, I'm alpha this and I'm alpha that, but yet they got like they're dating single mothers, they're married to single mothers. Like for instance, there's a one guy, shout out to him, the authentic alpha guy, and I remember he said this shit on the platform. You ever heard of this nigga named Okende or some shit like that? He got like some he was like the one, him and this other dude, like uh they basically, you know how when Fresh and Fit them got in trouble, not in trouble, but like kind of got exposed and shit like that about some party and shit. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
But it was that nigga Okende that kind of did the shit, right? And he's like he's a bodybuilder, you know. And I'll give him props because he's really like he's very articulate, smart dude, right? Really smart, very articulate. The thing about that is his like he has a page called Authentic Alpha, right? This nigga was married to a woman with 2 kids before. And you know what the alpha, like being an alpha is, right? Alpha's that it's not an alpha thing to do in the first place, right?
Well, not really.
I know, but I mean, can you? I mean, are you alpha or can you become an alpha?
I don't live into those terms. I don't believe in those terms because alphas. Come on, man. Why do you think they use these? Why do you think they use these? So look at 300. That guy 300, he was such an alpha, right? His wife not only got him to go to war and die, but took some disgruntled side dick for political purposes while he was gone. You remember that dude that fucked her from the back, supposedly raped her from the back, so that she can get a
I've never. I'm like the only nigga on earth that's never watched 300.
Well, so Leonidas's wife got hit from the back in a what we call a graping way, so she can have political favor with the oracles.
I've never watched it, but I don't know anything about it.
Pretty much, your wife will fuck somebody else for political favor and oracles. The cloud, the house of the attorneys of life to be able to fight in her favor.
Right. I mean, but there's nothing alpha about that.
That's the perceived alpha. Being an alpha is nothing but pure usury.
What do you mean?
Because alphas put themselves completely out there to take all the brunt for society. That's why you're the biggest, baddest in society. See, black men are talking about alpha from a dark spot, but even in that dark spot, you even take all the brunts or the lights of reality. Even if you're an alpha drug dealer, hood nigga, you're still taking all of society's ills, needing to be pacified, drugged, sedated to deal with life. You are still dealing with all of
Oh yeah.
exactly.
I talked about this shit. I talked about this shit many times about like the gangster niggas and like the kid like the hardcore like real killers and shit like that. And you know what really put me onto this shit was Gucci Man. You remember when Gucci was going crazy and shit like that? You remember like he said he told a story about how like in his book about like basically how suicidal he was. Like he was able to kill those dudes, right? Kill those dudes.
Because he wanted to die himself.
It fucked him up.
It didn't fuck him up. It saw him real. What fucked him up is living through it.
Right. But what I'm saying is you got niggas walking like for instance like in our community, right? And I talked to this about this extensive, right? You got people that they hold like especially. I mean, did you grow up in the hood?
I grew up in the country.
On the country, okay, so you had it
So
better.
it's a
But I'm
mixture
just
of
saying.
all.
I mean, when you grow, I mean, I didn't grow up in the hardest hood, but anyway, but when you grow up in the hardest hood, right? You got these niggas that people put on like this pedestal, right? They might be the dope boy that got 40, got about 10 kids or 9 kids or whatever. And then this nigga's been in prison and shit like that. Like, imagine the trauma currency. I'll call it trauma currency that this nigga has. Imagine. Can you imagine that shit?
Well,
Right?
trauma
You
is
probably okay.
currency.
Let us say if you got multiple baby mamas, right? Imagine. Okay, if I've only dealt with one, right? And I mean, knock on wood. Fortunately, she hasn't really put me through anything at all, really. I mean, I pay my money or whatever. I see my kid, and we have a. I mean, she tries little shit, but I mean, it's not like enough for me to go crazy or whatever. But imagine like Dirty Dick Rodney, the shit that he has seen between growing up and his mama. Probably because those type of niggas. What do you think the household that those type of niggas come from?
A traumatic. Well, what goes?
It's probably a household where mama was finessing a whole bunch of niggas.
Well, let me ask you this.
In
Let
them
me ask you this,
streets.
Triple. Right. Let me ask you this, Triple. Right. What goes through trauma? Like trauma goes through a lot. So if you add up what trauma goes through, it technically has worth. It technically has value, especially if lessons were learned.
Right. Well, I mean,
So exactly.
I know, but imagine. Can you imagine the shit? Like, let's just say if you got 4 different women, and some of these niggas got ghetto twins. Can you imagine going through that process, dog? 2 pregnant women.
It depends if a man found value in a trauma. Look, I think that pimping is literally finding the value in trauma. These women are traumatizing themselves, and you find a righteous way of turning it into a profit because these women are going to do these things to themselves regardless. So the only righteous thing you can do is turn it into only righteous thing you can do from an evil is turn it into a profit. I mean, that's you have to have the whole Gardasil medical field of that.
But I like a person like me. I don't have the heart. Like I've been let's just say I've been I mean, I've been and not everybody, and I'm not bragging about it, but I've been solicited from a couple women, multiple women actually, for my management skills.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like the women that kind of seek that were so repulsive and just like annoying that I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Like just interactions with them and just in general annoyed the shit out of me. Just the interactions. So I do give credit to the pimps. You know, the pimps to be able to really even deal with that. Because the bullshit that comes with those trauma women, it's shit. It's fucking hard here for a pimp. Do you agree or not?
It's hard for a pimp because of the dealings of man. Let me tell you something, man. We call the American government. We say that the American government ain't nothing but pimps. Cause it's hard out here for the American government and its pimping, dealing with the trauma of the hoes that they have called citizens.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, come on, man. Pimping. Yo, you gotta call the man, Brian. We gotta get him back on
Nah. What happens is we have to let him placate placate where he's at. Because right now he's simping. Right now he going hard on his simping. He neglecting his chance to get on the internet, speak it, get his money, get his views up, get his shit going right. And he's simping because I'm telling you, man, I told you. Soft girl summer is going to work on hard.
but hold on. Okay. I mean, should there be should there be a male response to soft girl summer, like more like maybe simping summer?
We talked about that. We talked about that because check this right. Because what is that's what he doing. That's what this nigga is. So soft girl summer is simping summer. What is
No, I
that
mean,
nigga doing?
what I was saying with soft
I
girl
just
summer. I mean, with
called that
simping
nigga.
summer.
I just called that nigga just now, talked to him a little bit. That nigga is out here simping with a soft girl right now. I talked to the nigga. I texted the nigga, but I called him. He didn't even answer the phone. We text. He texted me back. I'll call you back in a little bit. That nigga is simping with a soft girl. I get it. I get it. I told y'all this shit is going to work. You niggas is mad that another man is telling y'all alternate truth
But
that y'all
but
failed
but
to
but
get.
what is he gonna say? What is he gonna
When it
say
all
when
falls down, when it all falls down,
when he figures out that he's being tricked?
nothing. He gonna be like, well, damn, niggas enjoy it. Man, I think niggas enjoy these traumatic experiences with these bitches. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't keep going back for more.
Yeah.
I really do. I really do. We talk about how women keep running back to these abusive relationships and every woman claims to be abused. Well, what about the damn men? Let's talk about us. We also like to keep running back. One thing about a person that escapes a burning building, they have the urge. They have the urge to go back into that building. And one thing about smoke and soot, it constricts the lungs. So when the lungs are finally able to expand again, if you go back into that smoke, you'll create spasms and you will choke out the lungs and you won't make it back out.
But the thing about it is I'm not going in. I mean, like, who is I? All you ain't got to tell me twice. You ain't got to tell me twice. Like, I vetted a situation when I got married and shit like that. Did you vet your situation?
Not really.
Oh.
Not really. I ignored red flags and I just wanted the bitch. I just wanted my baby. I'm gonna tell you the honest God truth, yo. Like I'm able to be without my baby mama because I had my baby mama. But at one point, I'm not gonna lie to you, Triple. I had to have her. At one point, not maybe not now, because she's being so hard and so aggressive. And even my baby mama has been practicing a soft girl summer, being nicer and shit. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Right.
At one point, she was so soft and so nice, so sexy to me. I just wanted her. I just wanted her. Yo. There's nothing that you could do. There was nothing that was going to keep me away from her. Yo, like I was in North Carolina and she was in Texas, and we would talk to each other all the time. And I found a way to get to her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that I just had to get to her, man. I just had to, and I won't deny that. Like I can sit here and be all internet hardcore, like and hit you with manosphere talking points. But the truth is, I had to get to her, bro. I had to have her. I just had to. I just had to. Won't my mama, my daddy, my niggas, my family. Nothing was stopping me. I just had to get to her. And that just is what it is. And it just is what it is, man.
Yeah, you know what? Now I think about it, with my situation, like just me as a dude, I gotta admit it. I know a lot when it comes to women, but I have to lot. But if you let everybody else tell it that you got to go through a whole shitload of mistake, you got to go through the whole um, sausage making process. But I don't have no desire to it. I'm one and done. All I had to do is just go through that shit one time. What do you think? I mean, because you said somebody like people like running into a burning building. Like, what do you think what is it about? Like people making mistake and mistake and mistake and mistake and mistake and mistake and mistake over and over and over. Like for instance, it's like even okay. No,
It's
I'm
not
just saying
over and over and over again.
when you see the identifiers, right? What's the name? The man has a whole list. You know, you see the lashes, you see the makeup, you see the BBL, you see all that shit. You know, she got a whole bunch of niggas that she's finessing and whatever, and you still take that risk in thinking that you're going to be the one that changes all that. Where's that shit come from?
Well, see, the reality of it is, people selectively run back into burning buildings. Like, okay, I've been out, I got my breathing back, I'm good, I feel safe. I'm gonna run it back in there, and your adrenaline pumping. I'm gonna run back in there and save somebody else. See, firefighters go through this as well, right? I work with a lot of firefighters, and me and firefighters are really cool. We talk about a lot of different shit, and when firefighters pull one person out of a house, they're going to go back in for more. They just have the equipment to go back in for more. And is the red pill the equipment to go back in for more? Because you're going to go back in for more, especially when you feel well equipped. That's the reason why. That's the reason why the red pill will fundamentally be a scam, and it will turn on itself, because you can't tell a firefighter that they're not going to run back into a burning building, especially when they have the equipment. The red pill was meant to equip men with how to deal with women. So you can't say that they're not going to run back into a burning building. You just can't say that. It's dumb to
But
think they would.
no, but it is. But I mean, it's okay. Knowing, I mean, dealing with women in Western culture is going to be a problem. It doesn't matter which one that you get. It's there. It's going to be problematic, no matter what. You know that shit. It's like what is, I mean, like, what are the chances that you're ever gonna find a non-problematic woman that's submissive, that's friendly, and that's fit?
It ain't guaranteed.
What?
It ain't guaranteed.
It is not guaranteed, but I'm just saying, it's like, what are the chances that you're ever gonna find it?
Slim to possibly none.
Right. So, okay, when you go to the passport bro route, I mean, like, when you know that in America you're never going to fucking find it, and you desire it, why would you not go out of town? I mean, out of the country.
I don't know. Because you're not gonna find there either. You're not gonna find it there either.
You're not gonna find it there either.
Nope.
So
it's like it's like pirates looking for. It's like, look, pirates stopped looking for gold. Pirates stopped looking for lost gold and started robbing niggas.
But I mean, okay.
So what I'm saying is,
is it okay?
Women and
Where
men
the
stopped looking for righteousness. Women and men stopped looking for righteousness and started looking for what the fuck they wanted and started taking it. That's what I'm saying.
But can't you? Can't, like, I mean, the thing about it is, dog, it's like, why would I mean, like, why is it bad for somebody to look for something functional?
Because you're looking for lost gold. It's time to start pirating.
Does it? Okay.
You're looking for lost. I'm from Eastern North Carolina. Blackbeard was out there. Blackbeard stopped looking for damn gold. That nigga started pirating. Start looking for motherfucking weak ass. Nigga start looking for weak ass ships that was ready to be dismantled. That's what these women are doing. They stopped looking for fool's gold. They stopped looking for good men, gold men. They started pirating. This is and soft girl summer is a way of pirating. Let's talk about pirating for a second. How do you think sirens and pirate? How do you think women? So I'm from Eastern North Carolina. They have something called the Outer Banks, the OBX, right? So in the Outer Banks, there were a gang of women that would get on rowboats and row through high and low tide, shark infested, octopus, jellyfish, stingray, blue whales, killer whales. The OBX got some shit that travels through that water currency. Matter of fact, Blackbeard's ship sunk in the OBX. This is why Eastern North Carolina has ECU, the pirate, and they call it the pirates. Well, Blackbeard and other black men pirated the Carolinas and the South Carolinas and the Southern and Caribbean Atlantic. And what happened is there were women that would get out on rowboats and look like damsels in distress and look soft, go up there, fuck these pirates and rob even the pirates. That's where Blackbeard, and we go back and watch all these movies about pirates. When they went to sleep and they was drunk and pirating, they will always sleep with a gun under their pillow. Sleeping with a gun under your pillow did not come from farmers. It came from pirates. Pirates would do that because they would let wild, loose women. Because look, before you had the streets, this is why I wanted to talk to Alice a little bit more. Because before you had the streets, you had the woods. Bitches was in the woods. Fucking. You know what I'm saying? Before you had houses and roads and dirt roads and gravel roads and cities and all that shit, bitches was fucking in the woods. And before you had the woods, you had the damn ocean. Hoes was fucking over the ocean. Hoes fucking over the ocean. And that's where that's how Blackbeard and them lost their pirate ship. Because that's the reason that's just why they birthed what you call the lighthouse. The lighthouse was the guide men back into the shores and to the ports to make sales and deals to get past the thugs of the oceans, the Pookies and Ray Rays of the oceans, to make commerce on land. But the bitches and Pookie and Ray Ray was keeping men from getting to the shores with products to feed the people, the supply chain. So that's the reason you had lighthouses and a coast guard, because you had bitches and Pookies and Ray Rays out there robbing niggas in the middle of the damn ocean. And it transferred on the land and it went into the damn woods, because once the supplies, the trade gets off the ocean, now it has to go into land. Them bitches was Pookies and Ray Rays, and bitches was robbing niggas on land. And then it moved on into cities. Then it moved on to different countries, or robbing it before it even damn took flight. This is all economics. Bitches have been doing this shit for a long time, man. They're not new to this. They're true to this.
Okay. The thing about it is, I always think about like my grandparents' relationship. Like my grandma, she gave birth to 10 kids. I mean, I guess there was like 11. Like she lost like 3 of them, whatever, right? Like my grandma was very just, she lived to about 88, and that's like a kind of thing like people. I mean, you're a medical professional. A lot of people don't realize like the more kids like a woman has, especially when they break that threshold like 6, 7, like 6, 7, something like that, the longer they live. Like the women that have like 10 kids, they end up living like their life expectancy is very long, right? So for the men, you know what I'm saying? You have a lot of old is your grandparents still alive?
No, they're not, but all of them made it to be fairly old. They were like 80s and 76. My grandmother on my mother's side, she went out a little early, but majority of them went out fairly late. My great grandmother lived to be about 100 and something.
Did she have but did she have a lot of kids?
Yeah.
there's
But
a correlation between all that shit.
well, I think even though a lot of kids can potentially initially drive them into a depression, once they get through that depression, I think it gives them longevity. Initially, they can't handle it, but it gives them longevity. I think women that have kids, period, live longer.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
if
yeah.
they're
No, they do. It's a proven fact that they live longer. The thing about it is,
Well, I think men that have kids live longer.
oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there's shit that I do right. There's shit that I just don't do now because I'm like, no, I got a kid.
Right.
So you live longer, man. Like kids make you live longer.
No, absolutely, absolutely. But when you think about it, the death trap that a lot of these women, like for instance, even the ones that lived a long ass time and they had lots of kids and all this type of shit, they will always tell the younger women, "I wish I wouldn't have been dead. I wish I would have lived like Sexy Red even said that shit earlier that like those old grandmas would advise against that success model of being married and having a bunch of kids and shit like that. You got some feedback, bro.
Hold on, 1 second.
No, the success model that most men, I mean, like that most people come from in America, like a two-parent household. Um, if you ask the people that 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 were able to give that to that gift to their children, a lot of women say like from the women's perspective, they wish they wouldn't have done it. They wish they would have got a career. They would have twerked it up and did all this type of shit. You don't remember that part of the conversation?
Yeah, I do.
Why is that though? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Is it just because of the campaign of the sisterhood trying to, or is it just feminism in general?
That's the confusing part. That's the confusing part of feminism for men. And this is why I told y'all on my, that's just why I was telling y'all once again, feminism has no political boundaries. Y'all keep wanting this shit to have a political side or right or left or up or down. It doesn't. It has existence and it has what they call fluidity. It just fits in wherever it needs to. Please understand that, Triple.
I'm trying to understand it, but it just makes no goddamn sense. It's like you don't want men to have families. You don't want men to have families,
They're
but
not saying not have a family, but they're saying have a family, but be prepared to deal with it at all costs. And
but I
that,
mean, I mean, but two
isn't
plus
that
two.
reality? Would you want?
Hold
Would
on
you
a second.
want? Let me ask you a question. Would you want majority of these new age niggas to go to war for their family? You have to have a family at all fucking cost. At all costs, you know what you're willing to do for your child.
But okay, let me. Okay, this is where I'm getting at. If 2 plus 2 equals 4, right? Isn't that's math, right? 2 plus 2 it equals 4. When I say that, you're going to get a better success rate with a two-parent household, which is math. It's proven. It's statistically proven. Why do women fight against that so bad? It makes no sense.
Because as men, we want it to be 2 plus 2, and the women are looking at it as 2 square or 2 cubed.
That's it.
Because we're wanting to do simple math and they're wanting to do complex math and add up dumb shit that shouldn't be added up, or skip to what it's worth or what it could be worth.
And the thing about it is they talk about and make how do you make sense of this, right? They talk about the men are leaving, and the reason that they're these households is because the men are leaving, but we know that majority of the time who leaves a relationship.
Damn, because what if they wanted what if they wanted to do? Because what if
No,
they
I'm just
did-
saying. I'm
No,
just
no,
saying.
let me ask you a question. Because you say 2 plus 2, but what if they stepped up the math and said 2 divided by 2?
Hold on a second. Let me take a piss real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So in the mathematical aspects of things, so 1 plus 1 is 2, and then 2 plus 1 is 3, and then 2 plus 2 is 4. But what if 4 divided by 2 was 2? Well, what if 4 minus 1 was 3? What if you start actually playing with the addition and the subtraction, the multiplication and the division, the parentheses, the hidden numbers, and the different aspects of the application of doing applied mathematics into the game of life?
No, okay. If you cared about something, wouldn't the logical thing say, "Hey, you know what? If I care about this thing, that I would give it the best chance to succeed," right? Huh?
See, you did, now you're playing with math now.
I would give it the best chance. I mean, it's like why? Like for instance, when I was thinking, I'm like thinking about my own situation, right? And when I think about it, I'm like, uh, first of all, I was the one that saying like, I mean, I don't want no more part of this anymore. I had to make that decision. You know what I'm saying? I had to make that decision because it wasn't. I mean, the things was not being. There was. It wasn't like it wasn't moving forward. It's like you know how like if you're on a treadmill, you want to get off that motherfucker, right? You can't be on a fucking treadmill forever. Anyways, but when I look past that, I look at other people's situation, and you have a lot of these women out here in society right now, right? That they know what the math is, right? They know if they have this situation, this is what mostly the outcome is going to be. But yet they continuously go for that outcome. Or no, they think they're going to be the exception to the rule. I can't wrap my head around that shit. You have so many people that you've seen that could not make it, and you knew what one of the reasons why they could not make it, but you still think that you're going to defy the odds.
Because now this is why we brought up Enron, right? This is what, so when they divide and conquer, don't, isn't there a profit in the see we act as if division doesn't have property, as if it doesn't always, when you cut, see everyone's looking, this is what intersectionality and everyone breaking down and getting their piece of the pie is all about. Division, and if you've added up and multiplied up enough money, which is they think that we have, then now you can start looking for your piece of the pie. And I think victimhood and trauma, I think victimhood is a payout, but trauma is trauma. Victimhood is coins, trauma is dollars. If you can, they're make the man with the money that women are making off trauma is ridiculous.
Somebody did do a podcast about that. I was just listening to the one African name guy. Yeah. Yeah, trauma is okay. So it's a hustle, basically. It's so there's profit in victimization.
Yeah, I might go live in the morning from about 7:30 to 9 doing trauma is monetized. Trauma is
Oh,
currency.
okay. So that's the difference between okay. And you're right about this. Why would I choose a good dude that's gonna treat me right and be there at my beck and call, which if you're happy, nobody gives a fuck if you're happy. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to broadcast it. Or I can get me a Pookie or Ray Ray, ain't shit nigga, that's always gonna cause me some goddamn trauma. And I can go in front of the sisterhood and also on social media and talk about it and get sympathy and attention. It's an easy choice. It's an easy choice, right?
Easy.
But why? Like, why do they constantly go and bump their gums about how they want good men when they can't handle good men?
Because they've been trying to handle good men. This is what soft girl era is all about. Giving up all of that shit, not literally doing literally nothing. Putting on
Pastor, you know, and I know the tenets of this hot girl. I mean, like this. I mean, like the soft girl summer. The type of men that they're gonna mostly attractive. I mean that they're gonna mostly attractive, which is productive men. They want nothing to do with that guy. They don't want nothing to do with him.
They don't.
They don't want anything to do with him.
They don't.
So why are they wasting time?
Because it's profitable. Because what did you just say? Time. Out of everything that you said, all I heard was time.
Okay,
I pay no attention.
here.
The
I'm gonna
thing
play
about it
another.
is, I pay no attention. I pay no attention to waste. I pay attention to time because waste can be turned into a monet. Waste can be monetized. over time.
Hold on, hold on. I'm gonna play. Hold on. Oh shit. Now I was gonna play another advertisement of this complete fuckery of this soft girl shit. Okay, I'm playing an advertisement. What do you think about this?
I don't see it, bro.
Are you?
To relax, I lit my candle and ended my night with some cake. Hey, you guys, watch me in my soft girl era. So tonight,
Can you
I
see it now?
decided to take myself out for a little dinner. It wasn't anything much, but it makes me feel so
Pastor,
good
can
to
you
get
see it?
out and get
I can see it.
After I enjoyed my solo dinner, I came home to do some self-care. I removed my makeup and did a little bit of skincare. And tonight I did my extra long shower routine where I deep conditioned my hair and did a full body scrub. So after I'm all clean and moisturized, I set out my pajamas and ate some leftovers. And tonight I had such a sweet tooth, so I decided to make a lemon cream cheese coffee cake. It was super simple to make and definitely hit my sweet tooth. And after I popped it in the oven while it was baking, I did my cleaning. So I wiped down my surfaces and loaded any dishes in the dishwasher and sprayed my Joe Malone room spray. After dinner, self-care, and baking, I decided it was time to get in bed to relax. I lit my candle and ended my night with some cake. Hey, you guys, watch me in my soft girl.
Yo, how big of a lie is this? First of all, where do you think she lives at? I mean, you see how nice that crib is, right?
Yeah, I see it. I see it. Yeah, I see it.
Okay. Do you think that even if she makes 100,000 and she's a what's the name? You think that she's able to afford that without some type of sponsor?
Hey man, that's you know how they do. You know how they do. You know how they do.
So this isn't. So she wants. I mean, so it's a rebranding of the OnlyFans. I mean, like, so the hoe from OnlyFans or the instant thought. This is a side hustle for them. So instant thoughting is a full time job, but they can have a side hustle, soft growing it up.
Exactly. Exactly.
So this is also a side hustle.
It is. It's a side hustle. It's an economy. It's a passive aggressive economy. What have we been talking about lately? I want a passive income.
All right, let's play this again. Let's do the
So
luxury.
tonight I decided to take myself out for a little dinner. It wasn't anything much, but it makes me feel so good to get out and get some fresh air. So after I enjoyed my solo dinner, I came home to do some self-care. I removed my makeup and did a little bit of skincare. And tonight I
I mean, you remember that article of women trying to shame men for being lonely? Um, isn't this quintessential sign of loneliness right here? If it was true, wouldn't
Yeah,
you think this was
is
a
it?
lonely ass girl? Huh?
Yes, it is.
This is lonely, right? Carry on though.
Yep.
did my extra long shower routine where I deep conditioned my hair and did a full body scrub. So after I'm all clean and moisturized, I set out my pajamas and ate some leftovers. And tonight I had such a sweet tooth, so I decided to make a lemon cream cheese coffee cake. It was super simple to make and definitely hit my sweet tooth. And after I popped it in the oven while it was baking, I did my cleaning. So I wiped down my surfaces and loaded any dishes in the dishwasher and sprayed my Joe Malone room spray. After dinner, self-care, and baking, I decided it was time to get in bed to relax. I lit my candle and ended my night with some cake. Hey, you guys, watch me in my soft.
You said earlier, soft girl summer was against capitalism, right?
No, 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 no. It's against personal capitalism. It's against them being capitalists, but they are looking for capitalists. So when you are looking for investors, you're looking for people to invest in you. You're not looking like so you're not an investor. That's what they're saying. They're not. What they're saying is they're against capitalists because they're not capitalists. They don't have the money. They don't have the investment. What have men been saying? They got $5 in their bank account. So they're saying, okay, you're right. We don't have the money. Y'all make the investment.
Wow. But I mean, thi- I'm This is definitely. I'm used to watching football and shit like that. This is definitely confusion. They're trying to confuse the shit out of us,
No,
bro.
it's not confusion. It's economics. You work in
No,
economics.
no,
It's not confusion.
they're trying to confuse the shit out of men. Of this stuff.
They're trying to confuse. See.
Oh,
No, it's so most people don't understand compound interest. Most people don't. So hold on with
I
triple.
understand. I understand. I mean, I understand. I understand compound interest.
You do,
Hold
but
on.
most people don't. You understand compound interest, but most people don't. They're teaching women compound interest. They're teaching women how to be strong and aggressive and soft and go get the bag and strong and independent and getting a degree. They're teaching them compound interest. What we would call that in a man is a multifaceted man, right?
But
A
the thing of okay, okay, all right, all right.
a multifaceted man has compound interest. They're trying to teach. This is another tactic of feminism, just a conservative aspect of it, of teaching them how to be a multifaceted woman to give them compound interest. This shit is nothing but game of men that women are trying to use. When men want to get women, we be a little bit more suave, a little bit more suave, a little bit more good. We talk to them a little bit different. We flirt with them a little bit different. We touch on them a little bit different.
So
We
it
get
would be
a little bit
it
different.
would be wise, especially in these spaces. You got a background. Um, for us to recruit these type of women and like the talk, because the thing about it is I can talk to them in a certain way to where like, because the thing about it is like you can get you especially if you're trying to get to the bag, right? You can get you a fucking trophy, not a trophy, but a horse that will get you to the bag, right? Easily.
Yeah, you can.
Because the thing about it is we know men what men like, right? And but these women don't really know how, like most women don't know really how to get into a nigga's pocket. I know exactly how to get into a woman's pockets. I think I mean, would you say for men and women in general, who do you think knows how to finesse more, women or men?
Men, but women catch on faster.
They catch on faster.
Yeah. Women have
Yeah.
been doing soft girl summer for 2 years, and men are now just catching on. Now that men are not catching on, now men are aware. Now that's one of the most dangerous things that the manosphere could have ever had. See, the manosphere think that all these men are just, oh, it's soft girl summer.
Oh,
Men are
oh, you hit on something. Okay, get a
That's one
black.
of the most dangerous things. Look, indirectly, because look, me talking about that shit brought women to the chat, women to the panel. Women get it, and men bringing this shit up means that we are
Bro,
interest, and interest becomes compound interest.
there.
This shit adds up. Triple.
This is the layer of the scam that we didn't even fucking think about is the Nika Marie's, like all these pick me chicks that have been displaying soft girl summer. So they have realized, like, what the hell?
So why are you
These
mad at? So men are. So this proves that men are not mad at soft girl summer. They don't even care if it's a scam. People didn't care that Enron was a scam. They believed in it. And then when it all fell down, it fed a bigger system. This is the beauty of this. This is orchestrated demolition. And I love it.
yo, there that shit. I mean, like when you say like when we talked about it, like you want to hide something in plain sight, just fucking hide that shit in plain sight, and nobody will fucking know. So they are taking the supposed pick me women talking points and rebranding it as their talking points and trying to capitalize. So they see like, hey, you know what? We got all these hyenas that are not getting nothing in return, and then we have a couple of these women that are they may be secret hyenas, but they they're getting a lot more return than us. How can we? So they're how can we infiltrate them? So they're infiltrating the pygmies.
Mm.
But are they trying to when they infiltrate the pygmies? Are they like? I read a book, and everybody got to read this goddamn book called the 48 Laws of Power. I mean, not 48 Laws of Power, but the 48 rules to the game. Pimpin' Ken. Um, Pimpin' Ken. He said like a woman goes into his stable to wreck it. Um, are these women seeing like the Pygmishas and like the people that they're going into their stable and trying to wreck it? You see the game?
I no longer watch that shit, but I know what's going on. My team ain't doing what they need to do. From the
Yeah, I
camp.
know. No, what I'm saying is, um, a lot of these broads have been watching a lot of these other broads like come up off the manosphere with like and they've labeled them as pygmishas. And the sisterhood doesn't really like whenever the sisterhood, I mean, like the sisterhood have been like on code and shit like that. So is this a tactic of the sisterhood? Because they're promoting, like it's mostly sisterhood chicks that are promoting it to get in the good graces of the pygmishas to be able to like basically like ruin their movement. Because the thing
Hell
about
yeah.
it, because the thing about it is like more men are gonna start complaining and be like, well, this bitch was a chameleon. And I mean, most of the pygmishas are chameleons, anyways, aren't they?
Woo, woo. It's all about that bread. It's all about that money.
But aren't most of the pygmishas like chameleons, anyways?
Mm. Mm.
Aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Because damn boy, that's why we got to talk about shit. We talk about shit, we start to unpack a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? You got a son, right?
Yep, I
Has
have a son. I do have a son. I do have a son.
how are you gonna you're gonna how old is he?
He 5, and
Mhm.
I talk to him and my baby mama all the damn time.
I mean, how are you gonna protect him from these modern broads?
Because I be telling my son some real nigga shit. I had a conversation with my son about a man losing his balls. Yeah, I told you
What?
about it, right? I talked to my son about why he need to wear a cup playing baseball, about losing his balls. I talked to my son about real nigga shit, about shit that can happen to a nigga when he out here in these streets being productive. Niggas is out here being productive. They out here to maintain. Look, we went through a whole pandemic, and men are still bringing this motherfucking country back. The fuck you mean these women don't want to be soft? I told you niggas it will be war and then it will be love. I told you you're gonna learn to listen to what the shit I'm cooking. The man is only on the internet because of me. I put this nigga on the internet. This nigga done went back to bitching and being soft, you hoe ass nigga, and I'm calling you out, nigga, cause you out here not going by the tenets of the teaching of the pastor, nigga. And then I'm the one that been preaching this real shit. I said, nigga, you got a voice, nigga. I took this nigga voice and turned it into some game for these niggas, and then he went soft on the nigga.
Yeah, I didn't know you in the game. I mean, you and the man had pressure.
Huh?
I know y'all had pressure.
Yeah, what pressure?
Hmm.
No, I ain't got no pressure for that nigga. That's my nigga. That's my nigga. That's
Well,
my nigga.
but I mean, but he is justifiable simping.
Yeah. But that's still my nigga.
He's out the game for a while, so he needs to do his simping.
Yeah, that's my nigga, yo. That's my nigga still. Like, that's my nigga. Like, don't get me wrong. That's my nigga. We cool.
You know what's great. I mean, there is a great thing about going monk mode. Like I'm in like monk mode right now. I'm really not going back and forth with these bitches at all.
Well, I get it, right? But I also get that's just look. I'm not gonna say you some weird ass nigga that I'm not gonna talk to because you going monk mode. It's like I'm not gonna say that my nigga is a weird ass nigga because he going back into the war. You feel like I'm not about to sit here and play my niggas. I'm not gonna sit here and play my niggas because I'm not gonna play myself.
Right.
You feel me?
Nah, it ain't nothing, man. It ain't nothing. I still fuck with bitches, but it's just like I'm not pressed on them. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I just talk shit, swallow spit. You hear me? Fuck it. Anyways, man, I wish fucking Pimpin' Ken would make a fucking audiobook of on like TikTok or some shit like that. The 48 rules to the game. I'm gonna do a. You know what? I probably need to do something like that, man. 48 rules to the game. Alan Roger Curry. I got his books still too. Um, like I need to do like really important books like that. Like you ever read Mac Lessons or the Mac Within?
I don't read a lot. I live a lot.
What?
I don't. And so that's just why I can understand. Check this right. Oh God. Ooh, let's cook. Let's cook real quick, triple. Let's cook real quick. Let's cook. Let's cook for a second, right?
All right.
I can understand soft girl summer because that had to be chill back winter.
Chill back winter.
Yeah, because when things got hard and things got cold for me, I had to chill back and redirect my life and get things right. When things get hot for women, They're not like us. When things get hard, when things get cold for us, men, we figure out how to find warmth and how to get it back together, how to get back to our core. When things get hot, that's why women go through hot flashes, right? When things get hot for women, they have to figure out a way to cool the fuck off. That's the yin and the yang of all these things, man.
You had to get back.
Yeah, I had to get back.
Yo,
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
no, I had to. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
You hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Damn, boy. I was trying to get on my phone and shit.
Hey, yeah, but check this out. I'm gonna go grab me some food. I'm gonna go live in the morning. I got a couple of topics. I got a whole lot of topics lined up. But I'm gonna try to go live and hold it down. Not for too long, but get it on. So I'm gonna holler at you, all right, fam?
For real, for real.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm gonna hit you up before I go live in the morning. I got a couple of topics that I might pull up. But we're gonna do it, and I'm gonna eventually have to switch my internet from this motherfucking AT&T back
You
to.
talking about soft girl internet?
Yeah, I got the soft girl internet, man. This nigga, the internet soft in the hoe, bro. Rare, this internet ready to change up on me. Cut me off, cut me in, let me out. Internet soft in the motherfucker.
Yeah, you already know.
All right, nigga, you stay up, bro, and stay blessed, man.
No doubt, man. Be easy, bro.
You too.
Yeah. Anyways, man, I'm about to end the industry. Anyways, man. Hey, shout out to the pastor. Yeah.